there, my name is Beck, and he's the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And Time Lord Victorious is coming, and I've had a bit of a journey. The two will be here, and I think my journey may be similar to a lot of your journeys as well. So we're going to be talking about the entirety of Time Lord Victorious, and going over the whole thing. What's worth your time, what isn't. Mostly not. I think that's where we are now. But yeah, we're going to be talking about that, and hopefully in some detail. But before we get there, can I ask you guys, can you hit that subscribe button? Thank you very much. I am kind of pathetically grateful for everybody subscribing. I'm nearly at, 1,500 subscribers. I'm like 35 away. So listen, honestly, if you can hit that subscribe button, thank you very much. I am very, very, genuinely very grateful. If you subscribe, of course, you can enter any of our weekly competitions. Although this one I might extend for another week because it's been very popular. The prize this week is a Doctor Who comics bundle, and it's a pretty darn good one. We got Mark of Mandrogona, a bunch of good stories, Abslom, Daakdalek, this is awesome. We got Polly the Glot, and we got the 10th Doctor and Martha strips, plus this wonderful, wonderful magazine, Vworp Vworp Volume 1, out of print. They just doing a new printing of Volumes 1 and 2 together. All you need to do to win it is subscribe to the channel. Subscribe, and in the comments, leave the hashtag Vworp Vworp, VWRP. Go check the video notes. I'm not sure what I'm doing the giveaway. I think I'm doing the prize drawing. I think I might extend it for another week, as I said. So, but because it's been, people are really into it. I'll put another video in the video notes. That's what I was looking for, which I dropped yesterday. It's basically a review of all these books, so you can have a look and see what they are. They're freaking awesome. I'm saying they're freaking awesome. What isn't freaking awesome? Time Lord Victorious. So let's talk about Time Lord Victorious. Now, I was super psyched when they announced this. I mean, listen, They debuted it pretty soon after the the End of Time watch along, which I think was probably the best, most unified time I've seen in fandom for several years. I would say since 50th anniversary. We were on a real high. Then, unfortunately, Paul Cornell came in and poured cold water over everything. What can you do? People are people. But they released this image, and it was just so exciting. And honestly, it was it's so not current Doctor Who. Current Doctor Who is a bit divisive. If you like it, if you like current Doctor Who, God bless you. I have absolutely nothing against you whatsoever. I'm glad you're enjoying it. There's this real. Okay, a lot of people that I've seen online who like this era of Doctor Who are a little bit bonkers. They don't like people not liking it. They kind of freak out, and the interactions I've had, a lot of them say that we hate them for liking it. I hate. No. Again, I enjoy. I just think it's awful. But again, this is not about that. But I think it's quite indicative that Time Lord Victorious has no sign of Jodie whatsoever, right? Why? Because it's a commercial venture. Because I am of the belief that I think the merchandising has suffered a similar fate to the audience figures, which is plummet. There was tons of merchandise come out in 2018 when I was excited for season 11. I really was. I was genuinely excited for it. And all that merchandise. Remember, there were shelves of all merchandise. Oh, God. It's all vanished. I don't think you can. I think if you put Jodie's pictures on, it's not going to sell very well. I just think that's the bottom line. So I think the BBC are feeling the pinch from their lack of revenue. And the licensees are like, well, what's the point of this license, really? If I'm paying you money for this license and you have an unsaleable product, as your flagship, it's not worth it. So I think all that is where it came from. It started to be developed about a year ago, last summer 2019, I believe. And again, super, super excited. Now, I work in marketing, so I have a bit of an appreciation for it. Listen, in all modesty, I'm pretty darn good. I'm pretty darn good at my job. I am. That's why I can spend my time YouTubing. But I am. I'm pretty darn good at my job. And they've just blown this completely. Listen, they clearly needed to make more money, but there's no reason that should give you the feeling of it being a cash grab, which this just reeks of. It just reeks of being a cash grab. What they should have done is have a free central story, like have a audio story with David Tennant and Paul McGann, for example, like together interacting, or just have David Tennant, or make it a online novel. Get Paul Cornell to write it. He's a fantastic Doctor Who writer. I mean, I think it'll be very give it a free version online. You can serialize it where you get the central story, and then you can sell the freaking book because people will be interested in it, and you can sell all the merchandise around it because people would be interested in it. What they've done is they've given us a really good poster and nothing else, and it's not enough. It's not enough. Listen, it was enough for me to pre-order the audios, which I regret now. I do regret now. It's not enough to get me to buy the books, although they look probably like some of the best things. So Time Lord Victorious is a multi-platform story told across all the licensees. So let's go. This is a checklist. Basically, this is a puff piece in Radio Times. But written by Hugh Fullerton. If you want to get a shill, get yourself Hugh Fullerton. He is the shilliest of the shills, paid in shillings. That's how much of a shill he is. And so he's going to go through the whole checklist. I'm not going to read every word of this article because I don't want to have to get a baseball bat and repeatedly hit myself in the face, which is where I'm going to have to go to. So let's see. He gives you a bit of background about it. He said the companies include Deep Breath, because there's so many of them, Penguin, Random House, BBC Books, Titan Comics, Doctor Who magazine, Big Finish Production, BBC Audio, Action Figure, Eagle Moss Collection. They're not action figures. Okay, that just annoys me. Here, 1 second. This is a freaking action figure. Look, you can do action. It articulates. Where's the Eagle Moss stuff? Here, this is This is a figurine. It's smaller, doesn't move, and look, they're nice stuff, but it's not an action figure. And I think it's quite indicative that character actors were like, yeah, we're not interested. But even though, I mean, honestly, it'll be so easy for them to make them a David Tennant figure in that Time Lord Victorious Grove. They have, where was it? I started to do a custom of it when I took the Time Lord cloak and headdress. Where did I put that thing? Oh, it's over there. So I took the Time Lord cloak. Oh, here we go. I took this Time Lord cloak and headdress off and this thing, and I basically put it on a David Tennant figure, and that's when I was excited. Now it's rolled around, not excited at all. So you see, the Time Lord's come back to being a Time Lord again. Good for you, mate. Again, they just done nothing to generate interest, and the way they're rolling out is just kind of a bit dumb. So Eagle Moss, immersive everywhere. Maze Theory, who made last year's Doctor Who game. Although I don't know an escape room. Where is it? Immersive everywhere, Maze Theory, immersive everywhere, and Escape Hunt. The same. I thought they okay. Fine. Let's just go through them one by one, and we'll go through the release. This is a checklist, which, honestly, why are they making it too small to bloody read? You can't even click on it everything about this. Again, as my professional bigger marketer, people do pay me ridiculous sums of money to come in and consult on their campaigns, and they're doing everything wrong, right? Everything wrong. So the first thing they're launching is with a Dalek Awakens by Escape Hunt. Dumb way to start this. Why is this a dumb way to start this? Because okay, it's not enough that you have a paywall to get to the story, to find out what the story is, which is dumb. You could have put an online novel, which wouldn't have cost you much to make, and then sold the bloody novel. Because people would like it so much they want to have a physical copy. They gotta no. So it's not enough. Everything's behind a paywall, right? It's not. But this is behind a paywall and a location wall. Your opening thing is, restricted to a live event in London, in a time when we're not allowed to go out and interact with it. It's the dumbest thing. I mean, really, it's just painfully dumb. So I don't really know much about it. But let's read their blurb about it. The Dalek themed escape, and they could have done a virtual version, an online version, and they could have done a lot if they had any thought, but they don't. They didn't put any thought into this. The Dalek themed escape room that launched in early May 2020. Oh yeah, I bet they're lining up out the door in early May 2020. Are you out of your mind? You couldn't go out your door in May 2020. Caesar being retrospectively named as part of Time Lord Victorious, with the Puzzle Pact experience technically kicking off the crossover. I was saying that they just slapped the name on it, has got nothing to do with it. Oh, well, yeah, that's essentially what I expected. That makes sense. Having played the story, we didn't take too many overt crossovers, but we are sure they're there if you're looking. Okay, you started your article by saying it's a cash grab. We just put the... Really? Really? You know what? Okay, Marketing 101. Marketing 101. This is free advice. Don't create something where you said we got a multi-layered story, faceted story, but this first bit you don't need. They're like that what? Just dumb. Next one is Time Lord Victorious, Defender of the Daleks by Titan Comics. Not interested. And I love comic books. Not interested at all. So look, the thing is, there are girls' comics and there are boys' comics. And that's just a reality. Because you know why it's a reality? Because there are girls and there are boys. And they're not interchangeable. Now, boys can like things that girls like and girls can like things that boys like. But they are the outliers. They are not the norm. And I think, I think we see it with Star Wars, and Star Trek, and Doctor Who. It's been a lengthy experiment on these very, very valuable, formerly valuable franchises to make them some things that are aimed at 8-year-old boys to make them aimed at girls. They say, oh, we're just making it for everyone. No, you're not. No, you're not. Something aimed at an 8-year-old boy it isn't going to have the same feeling as something that aimed at an 8-year-old girl. Again, go and watch Star Wars. Go and watch the sequel trilogy of Star Wars. Star Wars works best when it's aimed at 8-year-old boys. Go and watch The Mandalorian. Something clearly aimed at 8-year-old boys. One's much better than the other. One got much more attraction than the other. One has a lot more appeal than the other. So, when Jodie took over as the Doctor, quite reasonably, Titan Comics moved to a more feminine feeling comic, with I think a completely female creative team. And again, listen, there is a different creative energy between men and women. I'm talking about somebody who has actually made comics. I have a colorist I've worked with many times, Rita Giovanni. She's absolutely wonderful. She has a very feminine style to her. I was thinking about doing a girls' comic one time. I would have liked her to do the artwork, but putting feminine coloring into something drawn by a guy, then you get something that really pops, something interesting. This is just very, very feminine. I don't like the design of the Dalek Emperor. I don't like the rendering of David Tennant. I'm not interested. Again, you didn't get my damn interest. If you had a free piece of promotional material, of entertainment to get me interested, I might have bought this, even though it's at a ridiculously high price point. I think it's $6.99. It's just absolutely stupid. So then then they do one of the dumbest moves ever. They put the next piece in this. Now, I ask you. Let's look at the poster again for Time Lord Victorious, right? Very, very noticeably, everything we loved about Doctor Who prior to 2018. Everything, no sign of Jodie whatsoever. It's all like the Doctor Who's greatest hits. It's very, very clearly been workshopped to go, well, what do fans want, and try to deliver them. So that does have the feeling of a cash grab, but it can also have the feeling of of somebody trying to service their audience, which that's the feeling I got initially. But so if you're doing something to remove that you need to have it being classic Doctor Who, not current Doctor Who, because it's not making money. Don't put your third part of your thing with this on the cover. I mean, firstly, if you don't like the current Doctor Who, which I don't, this cover isn't going to go, oh, maybe I should think again. No, look, standing her hand on her hips, she has zero authority whatsoever. She just doesn't convince me as the Doctor in any way, shape, or form. And that's because of her terrible performance, on top of awful scripts. So you want to put a part in this? This is just no. Putting that logo on is probably is enough of a barrier to entry to most people. But putting the face on, forget it. No one's buying this one. Who cares? Monster Beauty of Doctor Who magazine. Now, this is something I'm actually interested in, but I have a subscription to Doctor Who magazine anyway, which I'm hoping cancels publication soon, sooner rather than later. It's freaking awesome, freaking awful. So this is about a month out. It says September 17th. Doctor Who magazine is not very good. So they stopped doing the Jodie comic strip because circulation had gone down by the beginning of 2020, before the pandemic. The circulation was down to about 16,000 and change a month. So to put that in context, around the 25th anniversary, it was like 25,000 a month, and then it dropped during the Capaldi years to about 20,000 a month. So now 16,000. It's getting close to the border level. This is before the pandemic, where it's losing money, and it's not just making the money to make it worthwhile. So they had to reduce costs because they lost a lot of revenue. So they stopped putting the comic strip in. So I just assume they'll be putting out archive comic strips. Maybe use some of the backup strips we haven't seen in years. Pull out those and put them. No, couldn't give a crap. But anyway, so they are doing a Ninth Doctor strip, which I this is the only thing that I'm interested in. But I wouldn't be buying it just for this. It's not bringing me in. I'm buying Doctor Who magazine for Doctor Who magazine, mainly right now to roast and to do reviews of on this channel. But either way, I think it's got. Let's read the synopsis. All right, we'll read the whole blurb about this. All I know about this time are fairy tales, and every single one of them is terrifying. This new comic strip will kick off in a special Doctor Who magazine's supplement bundle with issue 556. Well, that's interesting. Okay, and continue with two subsequent issues. And follows the Ninth Doctor and Rose as they accidentally land in the Dark Times. So the synopsis reads, who's writing this as well? I guess they're going to... Scott Gray, I think. There we go. Tells us at the bottom. The Ninth Doctor and Rose find themselves in a place where no TARDIS is ever supposed to go. The Dark Times. An ancient era forbidden to all Time Lords. The universe is young, but war has already been born. The Vampire Alliance... it's getting me excited already. The Vampire Alliance is swarming across the cosmos, consuming everything's part. So yeah, I do like that whole Time Lord vampire war from Doctor Who lore. I like that. I like the bow ships they called them. And it was really expanded in the novels. The New Adventures was when Doctor Who was off the air. I think the BBC range, where it was essentially Time Lords are believers in science, and the vampires are magical beings to a great extent. And those two different fundamental ways of looking at the universe clashed, which is where this war came from. So this really interests me. And putting the Ninth Doctor in it. Excellent. So okay, listen. Doctor Who magazine, I am buying this issue. No matter how bad it gets. And it's got... Last one was terrible. Oh my god, 554? Absolutely awful. The Doctor discovers that not all stories surrounding the Time Lord's history match up with reality, but some horrors are actually worse than the myth. Rose becomes the first human in existence, and that's a very dangerous thing to be. I'm really excited for the chance to work on the Ninth Doctor and Rose story, writer Scott Gray. Scott Gray, good pedigree. He's been writing the comics for 20, 30 years at this point. I honestly, I think they should be bringing more people in. But he's done a lot of very good work. I mean, he basically did the entire 8th Doctor run. And a lot of the same. If you can get those 8th Doctor graphic novels, they're really good. I would say that whole Doctor Who magazine comic strip 8th Doctor run, one of their best. And it was by him. John Ross, not a massive fan of his work, but no, John Ross and I did a comic strip in the 2006 Doctor Who annual, Mr. Nobody, and we had a fantastic time with those characters. There's a real energy to their relationship. I was sorry that they left the mag so soon. It's been great revisiting with them. So yeah, okay, fine. That one looks quite good, but again, this is not something someone's going to be buying individually. So this was the first thing that I cut off my list. I'm like, yeah, screw this, I'm not buying this. Which is a book. It's by Steve Cole. Steve Cole, I believe, is the creative director of Time Lord Victorious, and he was a pretty good hire. He knows Doctor Who. He's done good Doctor Who. But you've lost my interest. At this point, you've lost my interest. I'm not going to invest the time and the money into reading this book. So yeah, bye-bye. This, I believe, this one is the only one I'm actually excited about now at this point. This is John Carter, so he's going to be doing a story with the Alien Master and the Delgado Master, neither of which we've heard on Big Finish, both of which I'm interested in hearing. I believe there is a trailer for this that's out now. But the mistake they're making with this is they're using, I think, diversity hires. Now, what is a diversity hire? Somebody who is hired because of their identity, primarily, rather than their skills. So Sophie Isles is a cartoonist, Doctor Who cartoonist. I don't really like her work. It's very kiddie friendly. But fine, whatever. It is fine. But does she have any background writing? But this is the problem. The entirety of the audio stories are not the entirety. They have Simon Gurrier, who's who has a background, but Sophie Isles doesn't, and I think most of the writers on it don't. They think there's one. Should we bother reading this? Yes, read the synopsis for it. The audio story company Big Finish, that's a terrible sentence, has been telling spin-off Doctor Who adventures for years. Okay, blah blah blah. The first is called Master Fetus, penned by Sophie Isles, and stars John Kosher as the Delgado Master. The plot summary reads: the Master wants to plunder the most secure vaults in the universe, the repository. He's got a plan, a deadly new weapon to assist him. He's going to test him. However, as the Master quickly discovers, getting in might be easy, but getting away might cost him everything. And then the second one by Simon Gurrier is the Atliani Master. The synopsis is: the Kutura have arrived on the planet Alexis to distribute the gift of death to its inhabitants. The only person standing in the way is a renegade Time Lord who has sworn to protect the locals, a Time Lord called the Master. Okay, I'm on board for that. I'm glad I pre-ordered that. It's also, I think it's the cheapest thing you can get. So here we have the next Time Lord Victorious comic book. And again, you can see what I was saying about the artwork being feminine. It's the colouring is very, very feminine, very not actually feminine. The colouring is actually asexual. It's not designed to appeal to boys. It really is. There's no dramatism in it. So again, not interested. Bye. This one, Carrie Thompson, with featuring Silas Carson. I think he did the voice of the Ood. He kills me not. Listen, I'm going to be doing. I pre-order these, so I'm in anyway. What can I say to you? I kind of regret it now. I think I would have got them anyway because I think this is a good stuff to review. But again, I think Carrie Thompson is the only one who has experience writing. I'm not sure. So then we got more Doctor Who magazine again, and then you get a couple of figurines. I don't like this Dalek Emperor. Give me a TV-21 Dalek Emperor. That's something I would buy. This, no, it doesn't look very good. In my estimation, I'm not buying it. Had it had a great, scintillating central story that I was excited for, I would buy it. But on its own, not, because they have screwed this up. So then there's this other one by Tracy Ann Barnes, another audio, the enemy of my enemy. Who knows? Who knows what what it's going to be like? So read the synopsis. The people of Rax are happy, but who cares? I was going to read this note, but who cares? It doesn't really matter. I've listened to a lot of first-time author stuff, and generally speaking, they're not very good. And I just think if you've had this. This era of Doctor Who is a product of the diversity and inclusiveness agenda, policy, whatever you want to call it, and it's failed horribly. It's failed horribly, commercially and critically. Critically, the critics like, but people don't like it. It's not. It hasn't done very well. There's this. This talk radio thing where you had a couple of people who weren't fans, who kind of like Doctor Who, talking about Doctor Who, going, yeah, we don't like it at all. That is the voice of the normie, and the fans of the era are like, well, they got it wrong. No, their citation is wrong. No, that's the point. They're normies. They don't really like Doctor Who. They just know they don't like Doctor Who. This Doctor Who. They would watch a David Tennant. They wouldn't watch this. Okay, Monstrous Beauty. I'm already in. Who cares? And then this one I got as well because I think they saved the best for last. And also, this is written by people who can Alfie Shaw, who was the editor of the Short Trips range. They're 2 half-hour stories though. I'm like, I don't know, doesn't sound great, but again, it's something to review. This looks awful. Not interested at all. Jacob Dudman. Really? Now listen, Jacob Dudman had a cameo as the 10th Doctor in the latest Big Finish release, Mad Quake and Thin Time, right? He was in Thin Time, and he was great in that. But again, as a this should have been the free thing. Jacob Dudman. It's like he's not David Tennant, and this cover is awful. They photoshopped like eyeliner on David Tennant for some reason. Like why do they have him looking like Mark Bolan? Not interested, not picking, and it's also ridiculously expensive as well. How much? This was like, let's click on the pre-order, see how much it is. Amazon. Okay, so buy a CD is $10 or the download $15.75. Thank you. Check please. Not that interested. So then we have another one by a first time. Oh, maybe Lizzie Hopey. Hopefully, she's the experienced author. I don't know, but again, I listen. I like the Dalek background here. The cover looks good. Clearly Dalek. Architecture. I like McGann. Look, I pre-ordered it. I will listen to it and I will review it for you. But and again, listen. This is the second one. This is by Una McCormack, coming out in. December. This one actually looks freaking good. I mean, the cover, you got the 9th, you got 8th, 9th, and 10th Doctor on the cover. Lots of Daleks. This should have been the opening gambit. And if it was, and again, maybe they should have put a few chapters online. Get you interested. Uma McCormack can certainly write. She's got a good pedigree. But you can see that it's the different licensees that put it in a different way. I can't work out why Big Finish have gone for all these diversity hires. I really can't work out either. Is it from them? Is it from BBC? Or is it these releases they really don't care about that much? Maybe they're like saying, look, this is something to make money for the BBC. They'll break even with them, but do they? I don't know. I don't know what the reasoning was behind it. But you know what? As it so obviously is, we're hiring women to write these things. As it's so obviously that, why not lean into it and explain it? Why not tell us? We do notice these things. So then you got the Brian the Ood and the Time Lord Victorious, which I don't even have a freaking picture out of yet of the figurines. Again, if it's a story that I like, story that was interesting, story that excites me, but there's a massive paywall to get into this stuff. And so what's this thing? Time Lord Time Fracture Immersive Anywhere. What is this? I have no idea. This is available in 2021. Want to live part of the Time Lord Victoria story? I don't know. I'll let you know. Yeah, hopefully your first-time authors won't have done a terrible job and will excite me. Probably they have done a terrible job and won't have excited me. A new immersive experience in London. Oh, who cares? I don't live in London. Well, help me just do that with Time Fracture from Immersive Anywhere. So this is another immersive, escape room thing. Reportedly set to tie into the wider Time Lord Victoria story. Oh, what? Like the first one did? Really? Yeah. Think again, mate. Beneath the streets of London, a gateway is opening. Time as we know it is collapsing, and the fate of our world hangs in the balance. The blur for the immersive adventure. The groundbreaking immersive event puts you in the heart of the story, plunging you into the epic journey across space and time. And as I tell you, what about handicapped people? People in wheelchairs, they're not going to be able to access this. It seems a bit ableist to me. Probably, I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. A great challenge lies ahead with amazingly realized world to explore, fantastic characters to meet, and many dangers to encounter. The universe as we know it is at stake. Now is the time for you to step up, be the hero of the adventure, save your beautiful planet. Again, why not do this as a virtual thing, like something immersive, like something VR, maybe, like a VR immersive adventure. Honestly, VR, as I can see, is being made mainly for porn, right? Mainly for pornography, which is incredible because. Listen, if you ever try VR, it's really incredible. I got that Batman game when they first put it on and put your helmet on, and you're freaking Batman. You're in Gotham. I nearly fell over because you're up really high. The only trouble was though, I had trouble grabbing my Batarang because I'm too fat. And they're like, no one's belly could be out that far because it's on your waist. So there was that. There was that. But it's incredible. So all this incredible, mind-blowing technology just used for porn. Just used for porn. It seems to me if they're building this interactive, immersive adventure, they should be able to shoot a virtual version of it, that you can use on Google Cardboard. You can do it inexpensively, for the consumer, and then make it a universal experience. But no, because it's run by freaking morons. At the time of writing, it's unclear whether the ongoing pandemic will impact the immersive experience in any way. So we don't even know if it's going to come out. It will certainly delay plan for a 2020 start. But okay, really, this is just sad and pathetic at this point. So yeah, look, how Time Lord Victorious became Time Lord Vic-BORE-rious. That's really what it is. It's just boring. I wanted to love it. I was very excited, much more excited by Big Finish's release of Out of Time, the David Tennant, Tom Baker story that's coming out. It must be in the next couple of weeks. That I'm excited about. This, I'm so annoyed. You had the perfect time, the perfect opportunity. It could have worked. It could have been great, and it's probably not. Look, everything you're doing right now, you've screwed up this much. Everything they're doing right now has to be fantastic. It has to be absolutely fantastic for this to work. They shot themselves in the foot over and over and over again. So yeah, that's how that's how much I expect this to work out. My name is Felix Becken, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.